Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jimbo the Fuzzy, and today I am playing Stellaris. I will be playing a civilization I've created, the Vol'Tol League of Territories. You can see the quick overview right here. I have come up with a little bit more backstory for them, which I will explain as we get into the game, since we will have a little bit of downtime as things get going. Playing on a 1,000 star galaxy, will be elliptical, since this is my first real time playing the game. I've messed around a little bit to get familiar with the interface, but apart from that, I don't have much experience, and I'll get to learn along with the Vol'Tol. Vol'Tol League of Territories. In the eon since the first primitive Tolarian communities took shape amid the great dune seas of Vol'Tol, our civilization has spread and prospered. Through scientific progress, we have managed to stamp out the superstitions that ruled in the minds of our ancestors. As reason and rational thought spread among our people, the inefficient nation-states we hadn't until then organized ourselves into were disbanded, and a council of our most accomplished scientists was gathered to rule in their stead. Now, after the successful creation of an artificial subspace wormholes, the finest minds in the Vol'Tol League of Territories have finished construction of the first wormhole station at the edge of our system. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. And now, we begin. And the first thing we do is take a look at what we have. Now, our scientists, well, we have a scientist who is very good at discovering anomalies, and this is exceptional. We also have engineer who's, well, all in all, very good list to start with. And nobody special in the recruitment list. Okay, we can come back to that later. Now, get started, I think it'll be a good idea to get colony ships right off the bat. That is a big part of our lore. Betharian refining gives us a new strategic resource, which would be very, very useful. Or perhaps new thrusters, new weapons, armor, actually some armor for our ships. That wouldn't be bad, but right now, this researcher gives a bonus to researching industry-related things, and I think that will serve very nicely. And while our physics researcher does well with particle physics, I think that grabbing field modulation to start with, so that we will have that level 2 Betharian power plant as soon as we can. Well, send off our science ship to survey the entire star system. Yes, that will be a little more efficient. Nothing for our construction ship to do just yet. Huh. That'll be good for our science ship. We are right at the edge of the galaxy. Not exactly the best situation to be in. But I think we can manage it. And I think this is a good point to unpause. We're now progressing at normal speed.
Anomaly found.
Alright. There's a found an anomaly. This toxic and lifeless world appears to have once been inhabited by a moderately advanced pre-space civilization. The ruins of their cities are still strewn across the surface. It has a 30% failure chance. I am definitely going to leave this for now. Even though it's a level 1 anomaly, that seems very, very important. The thought of having a precursor civilization or something akin to it in our home system. Anyway, the backstory for the Vol'Tol are that their species is the Tolarian, and they grew up on a planet they named Vol'Tol in the Calvari system. Now, being a desert planet, there was much in the way of territory that did not have any food. There was very tight competition, and the Tolarians themselves were very long-lived people. As a result, their rate of reproduction slowed. As we can see here. What's the plan summary? Still producing a net of 2. But I think one more will be useful. Okay, we have lots of science on our home world. This will be good. But yes, I'm going to cancel that for now. Anyway, growing up on a desert planet with very few...
Information log updated.
It did not take long for the Vol'Tol League of Territories to come across intelligent alien life. The fleet's report to the Tolarian capital somewhat understates just how alien these forces appear, and only in passing mentions the failure to open comms. Well, it seems that we have found some aliens. Here we have a potential desert world, which could be of help to us, but no. Over here we have aliens. But with such a lack of... back to the Tolarians. With such a lack of resources, they did become very individualistic. Each individual Tolarian fighting for their own territory. setting up a mining station. So they would claim some territory and isolate themselves and fight over it, encountering others only when needed for the purposes of reproduction. Well, more of those. That does not bode well, I suppose. But as a result of this individualistic nature, they are very prone to going their own way, and the only way they could convince the ones who wanted to go into space could only convince those who did not by offering freedom of choice, freedom of opportunity, etc. And our leader has leveled up. Hooray! Being in the middle of my space, I'm going to leave this until this guy is much higher level. Probably 4 or 5. Oh, very high energy planet. There's a second mining station to the... But, as they are very individualistic, and since they also fight to aggressively defend their territory, they are rather materialistic, and the constant need to secure... They're militaristic in their need to defend their territory, and materialistic due to their need to protect what they have and hoard available resources.
Construction complete.
You will know, if you note the name of this world, I'd just like to point out, this is actually named after the person at Paradox Interactive, the publisher, who is in charge of streaming their, well, all their special content, so he's one of their top PR guys, and while he claims to be energetic, it seems he's also a fan of quality engineering. If we go by what this planet is telling us.
Anomaly found.
Okay, we have a small and otherwise insignificant moon orbiting this gas giant appears to be on a trajectory that will soon result in a collision with its primary. Interesting. Very, very high level. Well, soon by galactic standards is rather long, I suppose. Well, yes, I suppose I should survey that, and then survey that. The Vol'Tol League of Territories actually started their move towards space when one of them essentially created wormhole technology because he wanted to visit a friend, and, well, his friend was a bit away, and he wasn't capable of fighting his way past everybody in between. Being an intelligent and long-lived person, he came up with, well, wormholes, which have proven themselves to be quite helpful for the Tolarians. If you notice the name of Vol'Tol, they have taken
System
their
survey complete.
they have taken the name of their planet from their primary star, Calvari. Calvari being, in a sense, a curse to them and a reference to light. The reason that they use mass driver weapons on their ships is because they are, well, birds. And being birds, they don't like thrown stones. Getting hit with a rock is, well, I'm sure you can guess why they dislike it. Still, now that they have come to the stars, the Tolarians call themselves the Vol'Tol. Vol representing the void between the stars. Rather than being people crossing cursed terrain between oases of resources, now they are crossing a black void. And that both frightens them and encourages them. Well, we're not seeing much happen now. I'm not researching anomalies because they are very, very risky, and they seem to be rather valuable. So my scientists are under orders not to risk anything of that much value. But I suppose it's a good enough time to go over our take a quick look over everything that's going on. Our economy seems to be functioning moderately well, which is appreciated. We have an aggressive first contact protocol.
System survey complete.
Yet another system fully explored, and that is definitely a system I would like to set up some resource gathering operations in. How is this world? Size 16 is decent. Actually, fairly useful. Once, of course, we get the ability to remove those tile blockers. Tile blockers being the term for these lovely things like basins of quicksand, volcanoes, mountains, prevent us from using wonderful tiles that would let our population be wonderfully productive. It's very, very quiet out there, and that makes me more than a little nervous. Well, while we're waiting, I suppose I will give our people some more research to do. This seems to be worth removing, given how, yeah, sprawling slums. Burn it down or remove it. And this lovely industrial wasteland from the last time we tried to all work together. Ruins of previous attempts at merging our society into a great united force. But no, the Vol'Tol do not appreciate coercion. They do not appreciate being forced. Oh, well now. And I am adding I want to survey that system. Then I would like it to survey Chara and Supnus. Because one thing that we found around this pulsar is that somehow there's a Gaia world. A 23-tile Gaia world. An ideal temperate world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and a resilient ecosystem. Optimal conditions for all known higher forms of life at different latitudes. But we will have to see the results of that next time, because it's time to end the episode here. I, Jimbo the Fuzzy, I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.